So I made that video recently about the Apple AirPods. They came back into my life. I've been using the AirPods and kind of enjoying it. They're wildly successful. You see them out in the world. Other manufacturers, they're entering the space. This is the latest incarnation of the fully wireless Samsung earbud product. It has a couple of features that haven't been seen before. Probably my favorite one is the fact that this entire setup can charge from any phone that supports wireless charge sharing. Because this is a Samsung product and this is a Samsung phone, there's also some interplay there that's a bit smoother than it might otherwise be with a third-party pair of earbuds. But once you're into the app, this is where I think they have a bit of an advantage over the AirPods. They're super configurable. Here we can see the battery life of each individual unit. You can use one independently of the other. You can keep one of these guys charging in the case while listening to the other one. There's some different equalizer settings here for a bass boost, soft, dynamic, clear, and so on. You can manage how these things deal with notifications. They do have touchpads on the side. Unlike the AirPods, these have interchangeable ear tips and ear hooks as well. Look at all those options. The AirPod, you've seen it before, doesn't fit that far into the ear canal. For some people, this fits really well. Others, it won't stay in their ears. These, on the other hand, are going to be a bit more predictable because they sit further in the ear canal and they have that secondary rubber plasticky component. They should just be a bit more secure in there considering the way that they're designed. AirPod is a bit taller, but also slightly less chunky than the Galaxy Bud. So people want to know, hey, which one should I get? Considering that you can use either on multiple platforms. They do work as Bluetooth headsets. You could use the AirPods on Android. You could use the Galaxy Buds on iOS. Within the app, there's also a Find My Earbuds button, so that'll track these down. These things could be pretty easy to lose. I mean, they are tiny. Also, there's a pretty cool ambient sound option. I can actually elevate the volume of the ambient sound, the sound around me. So it'll be amplified into my ear so I can hear my surroundings while I'm listening to music, podcast, audiobook, and so on. Now you can toggle that all the way down so that it's muted. What's going on around me is muted. You can have ambient if you're on the bike, you're cycling, you need to hear if a car honks its horn or something. This can really amplify your surroundings. Of course, it's not on the AirPods. There's also a voice focus feature in there. So this looks for voices specifically and allows them to cut through that particular frequency range. I find this to be useful from time to time. Now, the way that the touchpad works, you can tap to play or pause a track, double tap to play the next track, answer or end a phone call, triple tap to play the previous track, and touch and hold to use a user configurable, user's choice. You could have that launch something specifically, do something specifically, and that's user configurable. That's nice. Now that I have it for quick ambient sound, I'm gonna touch and hold and see if I can lighten up the surroundings. Here we go. Oh. Wow, that's cool. It toggles ambient mode while you're holding your finger on the touchpad. I'm in ambient right now. I can totally hear my conversation, hear my own voice. Now, do I look a little strange doing this? Quite possibly. But the question you all have is like, how do they stack up against the AirPods? Now, as you guys know, I'm an S10 user. This is the device that's currently in my pocket. So the effectiveness of either of these earbuds, it has to be in correlation to this particular device. We talked about some advantages within the app. Who knows, I might be willing to give up those extra features in exchange for potentially better sound. I'm not really sure. We'll start with the Galaxy Buds. I wanna make sure I've got maximum volume. Okay, so now I know I've got max volume. A little sample. Okay. Now we're in soft right now. Dynamic, clear, bass. Okay, I'm wondering right now if the people that have tested these already had them in full volume or not. Because I read some of those things that you read, and that was the experience I was having until I made sure the buds themselves were max volume and the phone was max volume. Now, it's a lot more thump, way more bass. Are people doing it wrong? It's a headphone. I'm hearing instruments. I was gone for a minute. Did the trick, sort of. I've heard better. Kind of feel like I got to do this exact same track right now on the AirPods, like right now. Without further ado, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Way less isolation. I hear the fan on the camera. Here we go, beginning. You know, neither are blowing my brains out, you know? Obviously, I've tried some very expensive headphones in this spot, in this seat right here. We've done it together, you and I, Jack, Kirk, and whoever else happens to be behind here on any given day. These are tiny dental floss situations. Look at them. In terms of sound, I think I can say, based on that quick little test right there, the buds, there's a bit more thump to it. Maybe my expectations were too high. They're probably closer to this performance than they are to like a full-on pair of headphone performance. That said, the most striking difference for me between the two is the fit and the feel, right? And the sound seal. Like when you put these on, you feel isolated, but there's a drawback to that. I noticed they're in my ears a little bit more. This, I don't even feel it. This is a kind of a tighter feel. If I had to choose, this is a bit more comfortable for my particular ear canal. And that's part of the reason I think I keep reaching for the AirPods in the first place. Not because they sound the best, but because you just don't even notice you're wearing them. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. Neither are going to be an amazing audio experience, but really these products are about convenience. So evaluating them on convenience, you have to give certain points to the new Samsung product because of the fact that it can charge wirelessly and off of the phone itself. Also, the app gives you more configurability. Also, another thing worth noting, the Galaxy Buds are a bit cheaper than the AirPods, so that's not much of a surprise. That is a hard pick. I really don't know. I mean, it might be so simple as if you're on Samsung or on Android, you might go for these, and if you're on iOS, you'll probably go for these just for the easier pairing across devices. Oh, it's a hard decision. I'd say if I'm about to do some kind of physical activity, if I'm going for a jog or something, I don't jog, but like let's say I did, I will probably reach for these ones. There's just a bit more confidence in the fit. But if it's in an environment like around the house, I actually really like the idea of not feeling the thing in your ear. As stupid as that looks, you forget that it's there. I already have so many great sounding headphones. If I want to get down to business with music, I think I'll probably still reach for these more because of that factor, and then also keep my Sony headphones, the dedicated over-ear headphones with the noise cancellation and everything else. Keep those for the discerning listening. But if I didn't have those other headphones and I needed something that could isolate better than the AirPods, and I could only have one pair, I only had $130 for one pair, I'd probably go for these. So I only have one pair of headphones, I probably would choose these over these, but in conjunction with a really nice pair that you use sometimes, this is the I don't even notice I'm wearing them headset. That's the bottom line.